Good morning, my name is Officer Amy Bowen with the Lowell Police Department. I've been with the Lowell Police Department, will be 2 years at the end of August. I've always grown up I was wanting to be in the FBI when I was younger, but I decided to go local. Typically in the mornings when I come in, I will review the calls from the previous night or the previous couple days that I've been off of work and just catch myself up on what's going on around town. Then I'll typically patrol our local businesses and our neighborhoods to look for any abnormalities, anyone hanging out, loitering around, and then I will just answer calls as they come in. There are a lot of things that go on in town that people wouldn't be aware of. We have a lot of accidents, we have a lot of civil disturbances, we have a lot of domestic calls that come through the town that most people would not be aware of. Right now we're going to take a ride and do some special checks on our local businesses. Come along.
Somebody on 29 service 1606 Atkins Place.
County dispatches for our local municipalities, so we also listen out for them and be their backup if needed. And in the mornings when we come through, obviously there's nobody open for business, so we'll check for any open doors, any sign of vandalism, anybody loitering around that shouldn't be here prior to their opening. And most of these businesses have requested these special checks. In a small department, we have to also cover our school, and that's done mostly on our days off, but sometimes, if we can't find coverage, we'll have to ask another agency or whatever. But that's tiring. It's tiring when you work a full shift and then work your days off at the school. And that's where it'd be helpful to have additional officers to help share some of that load. We have 2 entrances to I-85, 2 access points to I-85, so we have a lot come through here. We'll pull over here and run a little bit of radar. It's very difficult to do 35 on this road. We're going to run some radar and see if we can't slow some speeders down for a little bit. We have a lot of pedestrians that walk in Lowell. Our town speed limit is 25 in town, and you're just wanting to slow them down. It's just a safety, and people are very distracted when they're driving, where it's their phones or music or talking to others in the vehicles. And we've had several accidents, people not paying attention and coming up in the right lanes, speeding, and they go off the road. And as you can see, we have tons of poles that line this main thoroughfare. So we've had many accidents, people hitting poles because they're going too fast or not paying attention. So it's really just to grab people's attention and say, hey, look, let's slow down a little bit coming through Lowell. Let's not be the cause of a wreck. That is the radar. It's showing how fast people are going. And typically once they see you, they'll slow down. But as you can see, though, if I'm running radar here, I can't be patrolling. So we need more officers, so maybe one could work on traffic and one could work on some other things, whatever's going on. Lowell 287 County Traffic Stop. You have pedestrians, you have obviously vehicles that are going the speed limit, so they're going a lot slower. If she's distracted at any point, she's in the right lane, she could veer off and hit one of these close to poles at any time. So it's a safety concern. It's not just to write a ticket, and also, our speed limit goes from 35 to 25 down here, so you're going to have more pedestrians down the street. So it's just a reminder for them to pay attention. Lowell is growing, and they're getting ready to put in a new neighborhood up here, I believe some townhomes. We've got new businesses going in, and it's hard for one to be everywhere at one time. It's just not possible. Even with two, it's going to be difficult. If I have somebody that's hired on and brought in to work with me, it's going to be difficult to be everywhere. And I think that's what a big lack of understanding is here in Lowell, that we are so stretched thin. We just simply can't. We just simply can't do it all. And even in the mornings when I'm doing my rounds, I might get a call of a wreck down here at the boulevard or, somewhere. So it's very difficult to get everything done that needs to be done. And, they won't patrol. They want us to be seen. But at the same time, we're stretched thin. So we have 3 officers in training today specifically. Both of our night shift officers and our other day rotation officer. So tonight, instead of the sergeant coming in at 4 to help me or to be a partner to our off guy, he will now be by himself tonight at 6, from 6 to 6. So that makes it difficult. If one is out, then it puts everybody on a stretched limit here with potentially no backup. I have just entered a warrant for the arrest of a suspect in a fraud case. So I have entered the warrant. I need to go up to the magistrate's office to have that sworn out so that it can be served on her. And then also I have a current assault case from last Sunday that I need to take physical evidence up to the DA's office on. If it was a weekend, I would be by myself. There would be no coverage for the town. Since I'm doing it through the week, the captain, the chief, and our administrative corporal would have to answer any emergency calls that we may have in the town. So now we're gonna head downtown to the magistrate's office and to the courthouse. While en route to the magistrate's office to obtain warrants, I noticed a trailer here in the middle of the road that had lost its load of lumber. So I'm standing by to wait on them to get it loaded back up since they're in the middle of the road. I do. Just left the DA's office dropping off some evidence that they needed for the assault case, so we'll head back to town now. Thanks for hanging out with me today. As you can see, the footage that was taken was only in a matter of hours. Even after this was filmed, I had an entire rest of the day with multiple calls. And I know there's a misconception that, we're not everywhere at all times, which is true, but I'm only one person and I need some help. And the more staff, the more officers we can get, the better for our safety and for your safety. So thanks for hanging out with me. If you need anything, you know where we are.